and live. Testing. Do me a test.
I just heard myself laugh from about 10 minutes ago. Oh no, there we go. From about 10 minutes ago. Oh no, there we go. So, good evening, race fans. Finally, we're through. We've made it through the technology, and you are welcome to the BSTV 992 challenge this evening. Brought to you from Interlagos, also known as Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace. That's probably not the right way to pronounce that. It's 34 degrees. It's nice and warm. I am in the booth. My name's Pete Bingham, and on the cameras and everything else technical tonight, it's not Sam Boozen. It's Clyde Whiting. Good evening, Clyde.
Good evening. Sorry about that, folks. Another SDK update has fooled me.
Yeah, they're always fun. They've caught me out in the past, once horrifically, but I deleted the broadcast, so nobody even knows about it. Sam is racing tonight, so we'll have some good fun watching him spin round in slow motion. As long as Clyde does some practice slow-mos on some people, we can get it exactly right. Evening to Chris on the chat, who says he hopes that myself and Clyde are well. We're as well as we can be, aren't we, Clyde?
Yeah. Let's go for a yes.
Let's go for a yes. Why not?
I'm an old man with a bad back, but I'm going for a yes. I'm being positive.
Is your back gone again?
Yes.
Oh dear. Does it hurt when you laugh?
I don't laugh.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so we are in round... Hang on a minute. He did tell me a minute ago. We're in round 5 and 6 of our 992 challenge. Last time out, we were at Hockenheim. In the first race, Nicole Foggy won. Did he? Yeah, he did. Johnny Brandon was second, both for Team XVR. With Rich Warmingham for XVR Orange in third. Tyler Newitt, who is not here tonight because he was doing the Raw before the 24, came fourth. And Wayne Sanderson, is he here tonight, Wayne? I thought I'd seen his name before, but he's not, is he? So he finished fifth. And that was in the first of the races last time. And in the second race, if my mouse will work, similarly, Nicole Foggy won that one. Johnny Brandon came second. Steve LaValle came third for XVR Orange. And Rich Warmingham came fourth for XVR Orange. So an XVR lockout at Hockenheim. Hopefully, with the inclusion of some of the racers that we've seen in some of our other series tonight, we will get some competition up there for the XVR boys. And hopefully it's not a domineering show. A quick talk about where everybody is in the standings. So obviously, no mathematician needed to know that Nicole Foggy and Johnny Brandon are 1 and 2 respectively. Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera is in third. Wayne Sanderson is in fourth. Sam Boozen is in fifth for BSTV Esports. Everything else you can find on our website. Team standings, XVR are romping away at the moment with their drop score, which was that kicked in yet or not?
No,
not yet. So they are without the drop score on 1,840 points. XVR Sim Racing are on 1,296, and XVR Orange are on 1,144. So you can see that XVR are romping off with it. NQR2, which is that Tony's team? Or is he XVR 1? I can never remember this one round.
Yeah.
They're on 1,012. And then Team Chimera round out the top 10 on 824. No BSTV teams in the top 5, Clyde. They need to pull the finger out, really, don't they, if they want to earn the wage?
Well, yeah, otherwise we're going to have to make some driver changes.
Absolutely. It's not nice to fire people, but you never know. And then I'll talk about the head-to-head if I can do. So... do you want me to talk about the head-to-head?
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking at Group 1, which is Johnny, Wayne, Sam, Greg, Ant, and Simon Van Dyke. That's being led categorically by Johnny and Wayne so far. 889 followed by 846. Sam Boozen might make a difference tonight if he can finish high up and oust Wayne out of the top 2 there. Group 2, which is Jamie Wilson, Steve LaValle, Tony Klusterman, Rob Venn and Stephen Phillips. That's Jamie Wilson on 847 and Steve LaValle on 715. And Tony Klusterman needs to sort himself out there. He's 150 points behind at the moment. In Group 3, we've got Nicole Foggy, Miro Hrabsky, Adam Wright, Tyler and Wobbly. And Nicole is head and shoulders at the top of this one, 1,001 points, with Miro in second, which is brilliant, on 615, and then Adam just outside the top two on 530. And then Group 4, we've got Kieran Roach, Mark Holloway, Stefan Goebel, Chris Jackson, and Gary Craig. Kieran Roach is on top with 497. Mark Holloway not far behind him, really, on 446. And then Stefan on 366, knocking on the door of the top two. And remember, it's the top two that go through after all is said and done in this first stage. I've got that right, haven't I, Clive?
You have indeed.
Awesome.
Once.
So Sorry, go on.
For once.
For once, yeah. I was actually paying attention, apparently. As you can see on your screens, Mika Esports are back with us. They used to drive in our GT4 TCR League a number of sunsets ago. And they've rejoined us for this 992 challenge. So they've rejoined us after a number of 4 rounds, actually, if I'm being precise. So they're not that far behind in terms of what they've lost. And hopefully they can make a difference. That paint scheme is lush. I like everything about that. It's very, very sharp. And they were always good with their art, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I was waiting for Romain to come out of the pits just to see if they've done anything different between the two cars. You know what they're like. Maybe the other one is black and white the other way round. I don't know.
Could be. They are very, very tasteful. All their liveries have been great. And remember the banners they used to do for our races? They were unofficial, but they were brilliant.
Romain started already. He's already
Has he
put one
really?
up this week, yes.
Oh, awesome. I'll have to find that, because they were stunning. I remember the one he did of CTMP, Canada's Motorsport Park, Canadian Tires Motorsport Park. I don't know why I struggled so much with that. And he had this maple leaf design. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the clue is in the initials.
A little bit, yeah. Anyway, moving on. At the minute, we are in qualifying. 15 minutes of qualifying for this series. Nicole Foggy is topping the pile at the moment on 1 minute 32.75. There he is. That's Team XVR. Car 66. His teammate, Johnny Brandon, who's not on track, is 0.12 of a second behind him on 132.88. Then Steve Lavallee, who is on track in the orange. Oh, actually, yeah, let's stay with Nicole till you get to the end of the lap. I'll just rattle off the top 5. Steve Lavallee is provisionally 3rd at the moment for XVR Orange, followed by his teammate, Rich Warmingham. And then Roman Ratto, in his first race back in any of our leagues, is 5th, which is a great showing. So, we're going to go around this last turn of Interlagos, between the lakes. And we are going to fire it. Oh, you usually take a bit of that entry line into the pits there as you make your way across the stripe here. And we go into the first turn here. It's a very sharp second gear corner, usually at second gear in the Porsche, into the Senna S's. You fire it through here. The car wants to drag itself out wide. Rear wheel drive cars are just like, you want to go into that wall on the right hand side there, don't you? So that was Curva de Sol. We end up into Descida de Largo, I think that is, which is the drop to the lakes, or descent to the lakes, and then we fire ourselves back up the hill here. Take a lot of the curb on either side in most cars. You've got Ferradura, which is this turn, then there's a turn I can never remember, before we get up to the top of the hill here and do this very sharp turn. Some cars drop to first, these won't, these will be in second, and I remember this turn is called Pinheiro. And you hold onto the gas for as long as you can before firing it up here. I don't remember this one either. Another sharp right-hander, lots of curb here, before we fire it down to a very famous turn. This one, Juncao. Not that one. This one is Juncao, sorry. Lots of curb again. Third gear, fire it up the hill. You want a really good exit here, because this is where you carry momentum all the way across all these broad and sweeping left-hand turns that follow, and then back across. It's quite a frantic lap. You get this bit of calm here to sort yourself out, check your relative, check your fuel and things like that if you're going to change your strategy mid-race. But otherwise, you don't get a lot of rest, do you, Clyde? It's quite one turn into the next. You've got traffic around you fairly constantly. It's a great track to race at, actually.
Yeah, I must admit, I do enjoy this track. Obviously being anti-clockwise as well, which is a bit different from the norm. But yeah, you're right. You know, it's one of those tracks. It's all about rhythm and flow. And if you balls up the entry or the exit to one corner, it then puts you on the wrong foot for the next corner, and it can take 4 or 5 corners to get yourself back where you need to be.
It really does, and it's such a struggle with this track sometimes. Once you, I mean, it's the same in every track, but there's some technical corners here that really do heat your tyres up very, very quickly, and once they're hot, it's very hard to like make them cool off again. Sorry, I was looking at sound levels okay, and I didn't realise for a minute it was you on the chat. How stupid am I? Don't answer that. So we've got a 30-minute race, and it's a 60, right? Just to be sure.
Yeah, we've got a sprint and a feature.
Excellent. So hopefully everybody joins us for both races. But like I said before, this is the weekend of the Raw before the 24. Next week, of course. I've just seen what you've now typed into the chat. Please don't respond to that. He will do whatever he's threatening to do with switching me off. Yeah, this week's the Raw before the 24, and next week is the 24 Hours of Daytona. Sometimes these global events really do impact attendance in any of the leagues, affecting iRacing. But good attendance tonight, actually. We've got 14 races, and that is the end of qualifying. Yes, it is.
Yes,
so
indeed.
We will wait for the standings to come onto our screens,
How
folks.
good am I?
Awesome. If you can scroll up, you'd be even better.
Oh, yeah. That's Sam's fault.
That's Sam's fault. He's not even here to defend himself.
Well, he always sets it on page 7 for some reason. I don't know.
That's really weird. There we go. Right, so your pole man for this evening will be Nicole Foggy. His time was exactly that, a 132.754. His teammate, Johnny Brandon, will go off second. Third will be Steve LaValle for XVR Orange. And his teammate, Rich Wormingham, will go off fourth. Fifth will be Roman Rotto in his much welcome return to our leagues for Mika Esports. Jamie Wilson will go off 6th for Team Chimera. Greg Carr will go off 7th for Never Quit Racing 2. Stefan Goebel will go off 8th for VTS Esports. Tony Klusterman will go off 9th for Never Quit Racing. Kevin Viemont will go off 10th for Mika Esports, with Sam Boozan going off 11th for BSTV Esports Pink. And Miro Haraski next to him in 12th. And then if it shuffles a little bit, we'll see Adam Wright in 13th. For BSTV Esports Orange, and Darren Rayfield going off 14th. It's going to be a good grid, and I think this is going to be a very competitive race at the front. And I'm interested to see which of the teams can take it to these XVR boys. It's going to be, at the minute, it's a lockout at the front, as you can see on your screens. Revs are up, lights are on, and we are go.
Oh, it was a terrible start by Foggy.
Yeah, he's been left for dead by two of his teammate and sister teammate here. So into turn 1, it all congests up, properly bottlenecks at this track. Everybody has to be very careful getting on the gas, because you can easily spin these very powerful rear-wheel drive cars as they get very, very eager on the gas coming out of there. In the slipstream here, you get a massive effect. It is absolutely huge, providing the car in front also doesn't have any slipstream. That's floating out wide there from that VTS car, which is Stefan Goebel, just in front of Kevin Viemont. That's Sam Boozan just in the foreground there for BSTV Esports Pink. And an overtake here from Jamie Wilson on... Is that Greg? Yeah, it's Greg Carr.
I think it's Greg trying to get past Jamie.
Oh, it is. Sorry, yeah. Or get back past him. No, it is. He's got past him. Right, okay, that's a done deal. Apologies for getting the order wrong there. And now Greg's staring at the back of Roman Ratto's Porsche. Of course, they're all Porsches. Oh, right. So, whilst Marco says he's not racing tonight, he'll be back in the trucks tomorrow. He says that after half a lap, the grip goes away and something strange happens with the tyres. Usually there's something strange that happens with the tyres, I find, is me. But
Yeah.
let's think beyond that. Yeah. So, somewhere along the lines here, Nicola's got past Steve Lavallee and is now setting off down the road after his teammate Johnny Brandon.
We have contact there, Adam? Yeah.
Nice bit of curb cam on the outside of that turn there.
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. Oh, a crowded house area. What's that? A slowdown or something? There's a few apologies going on. Is that Tony Klusterman making a dash for the back?
That is Tony, yeah.
And nothing on my end at all, other than the message.
I think he may have had a bit of contact with Adam Wright from what the drivers are saying on the chat.
Okay, I can't quite hear the chat. I always turn that down so I can concentrate on the situation in the booth. Oh, here we go. Mika Esports have got themselves together here. I don't know whether there's going to be any team driving going on. But round the outside... Actually, has Roman moved back? Oh, yeah, because Jamie overtook him.
Yeah.
So this is now for Kevin to try and sort out Stefan Goebel. Kevin's connection seems to be a little on the wavery side. He keeps dropping out on my screen, at least.
Yeah, he had a few issues, didn't he, in the practice session.
Ah, right, okay. Oh, yeah, he got kicked out, didn't he, by his server.
Hope it holds.
Yeah. Yeah, so no asymmetric paint schemes for Mika Esports. I almost realised my mistake there because we used to have a team called Asymmetric.
Well, I literally, as you said it, I thought, Pete,
what's he on about?
They don't race in this series.
I had to stumble across that and think, how do I get out of this one now? So, no massive dramas at the beginning of this race, which we can sometimes experience with rear-wheel drive racing.
Yeah,
Does everybody get
disappointed that Sam hasn't crashed yet, if I'm honest.
I'll give him time.
Yeah, I suppose he's got 2 races to do something spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a few people watching now. If you like what you're seeing and hearing, give us a like on the broadcast. So this is the turn where it's vital you get on the gas. You want to place the power in gradually because the rears will spin up in this car quite easily and you'll overheat the rears and then you're driving on jelly for the rest of the race, to be honest. It kind of wants to punish you at both ends of the car, not quite the same levels as a V8. If you plough into the corners, of course, you heat up the fronts, and if you get too eager on the gas, leaving the corners and hitting the apexes, then you heat up the rears. If you do both, you're just a passenger, aren't you, Clyde? You've got very little control and no instant grip.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, yeah. It is, unfortunately, I haven't driven this much in anger, shall we say, but it seems to be one of those cars that once it starts, or for me anyway, once it starts to go, there is no stopping it.
Yeah, many laps of treating the tyres like they're glass before you get them to cool down again, and sometimes you just can't. You know, you go to Daytona, and if you stay too close to the car in front, all your water and your engine temperature heats up, and you can blow your engine that way. These cars just cook your tyres at both ends of the car before it's undrivable. So when you're seeing these guys on the track driving as they are, they're doing a fantastic job of managing that situation. And we might see someone lose it, but let's hope not, because it impacts the competitiveness of the race. Here we go. This is a fight for your lead, folks. Nicole going to the outside. Johnny successfully defending the inside line there, but that'll give Nicole a really good run here through the centre S's. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? Oh, that's an
Tony
NQR car.
And Miro.
Wow, okay. Tony taking the scenic route, doing a bit of gardening there, keeping the verge good and low. But that looked a bit like contact. But
it was definitely contact.
Right, okay, let's see what happens here then. So he's alongside. Ooh, oh.
Strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Miro got on the brakes and his car twitched. But they were very close to start with, it has to be said. I know I'm far too conservative. I give 9 miles of room because I know how bad at driving I am, but they were very, very close. I know these guys are way more professional than me.
So that's put Tony to the back of the field. Let's go back up the front because Foggy wants that lead back.
Yes, he does. So they fire themselves out of the last turn. That shows the patience of Nicole Foggy, doesn't it? I don't need to overtake him in any of the other turns. I can just do it here on the main straight. Gee, I thought he was going to hit him. I'd love to see an overhead of that. I bet it's dead difficult getting back to it without an event. Right, side by side here into the centre S's.
Let's just
I mean,
let these sort
wow.
themselves out and we'll see if we can go back.
Yeah, I mean, that's trust, isn't it? To drive through the centre S's side by side with, I don't know, a push bike switch between you. And there he goes. He kind of did and didn't have the lead there. If he'd managed the gas a bit better, he'd have kept it. But he's on the right side here now. Oh, dear. And he's managed to force Johnny on the outside, but Johnny's got the inside line here again. This is brilliant, this. Oh, and there's a nudge. He's reminding his teammate, remember the team orders. Right. But we know from these guys, there's no multi-21 for the XVR team. These guys will just race the flag. Here we go. Right, let's have a look at how close he got, because he must have been a Rizzler paper away. Whoa! Any closer, and he'd have turned him, I think. That's, A, a brilliant ping rate, and B, fantastic driving. And watch him just going through the... anyway. Ooh, here we go. Greg Carr. Ooh, that's Miro, is it? Yeah, Miro very wide. Junkao onto the dirt, and therefore loses traction and speed. And he's wide at the top of the hill there. Three wide, are we going? Are we going 3 wide, boys? Not quite. So, Greg Carr, Adam Wright and Miro slugging it out here. Greg Carr getting chopped up there, I think. Didn't have anywhere to go. And now back into the clutches of Miro. Darren Rayfield stalking this group. Excuse me. Sorted themselves out a little now, and Adams shuffled his way to the front of that. He's up 3 positions from the start. He's our most forward-moving driver so far today. And you can see on your track map in the right-hand side of your screen there that everybody's still fairly close together. There's 3 groups formed, pretty much. And you really need the toe around this track, don't you, Clyde, when you're going through that last turn all the way through to turn 1.
Yeah,
it's a bit like being on an oval.
it's one of them tracks in it where you know if you are slower through the corners, you do get that opportunity to, especially down that long straight, to get all the time back again.
Yeah. For someone like me, it's a godsend when you're in the tow. Adam Wright starting to forge a little bit of a gap over Greg Carr. And I think Darren Rayfield has got past Miro in the background.
He certainly has.
That must have been maybe Junkao or the first turn.
Let's have a look.
I never remember the first turn's name. I'm going to go and look for that.
Turn 1.
I think it's turn 1. Excellent. Oh, it is as well. Right. So, is this a mistake by Miro? Because he's quite far ahead at the minute. Oh yeah, he's ploughed that turn before Pinheiro.
Yeah, that was a giveaway.
Yeah. And his front tyres now will be red hot. Meanwhile, these two are inseparable. I have to say, I hate both of them because the lines that they take are absolutely perfect. So is Johnny going to play a stalking game, or is he actually going to... Oh, look at that. These two are racing, properly racing.
Yeah, I'm surprised Johnny didn't take the inside there with that overspeed, unless he's just playing at the moment.
I think Nicole probably took that... Ooh! Ooh! Don't, boys. Please stay away from each other. I think Nicole just shut the door on him and said, I'm having this line. If you want it, you can go around the outside. So Adam and Greg back together again. Ooh, I think this is going to last for a while unless they crash.
Yeah, watched Adam take a win in the official V8s last night.
Oh, right. Good. Bet you didn't watch my Daytona last night, did you?
No.
The one time I do well.
Well, normally if I watch your races, they're all over by lap 3, so it's a bit of a waste of time loaded in, to be honest. Evening to young Jamie Jeffrey on the chat, who says he's getting his PC upgraded and VR in the next couple of months, so hopefully he'll be back.
Well, that'd be good if he can do. Always good at racing with Jamie Jeffrey.
Not to be confused with Stacey Jeffries. Could be the same person. We've never
Just
had
with
them in the booth together.
Is it like the Jacksons? Like
Could be.
Latoya and Michael, who never saw them together?
Yeah.
So, we go around again. This is, we're on lap 9. We're about to start lap 10. No, we're not. We're on, can't remember now. Yeah, that's right. I am right. And these two still slugging it out here. Still in the same order. I'm wondering whether Johnny will do all the motions of I'm a big threat to you and then just wait till the last lap.
Yeah, it could be. Tony Kloosterman has just passed Miro. Let's have a look if that was another mistake from Miro or whether that was just outright speed from Tony.
Goes in quickly here, mind. And yeah, Miro thought about turning in and gave it up.
I think he just stayed out of the way, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And sometimes that's the right thing.
Whoa!
Ooh, Adam, you're throwing this away, mate. Ooh, avoid that car. Oh, dear. I do commentate like that every time, don't I? So Darren gets away with not hitting a sliding and rolling Adam Wright. Adam Wright makes a mad dash for the back of the field. So he's lost it at the top of the hill, has he? Yeah, his car's gone light. Oh, that's a lovely slow-mo, though. Loving this in Tokyo. If this was an official, there'd be loads of people screaming in your ear, hold the brake, hold the brake.
Yeah. What are you doing? protesting you for spinning.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Let's,
Right then.
I'll tell you what, should we have a look at that from Darren?
Yeah, because there can't have been much room there for him, or it won't have looked like much from a cockpit anyway. Here he comes, round here. You should see him lose it there. And then, oh no, what do I do? Look at him soaring away on that steering wheel.
Yeah. Because Adam's car was naturally spinning to the right, was it? And then it seemed to grip and come back to the left.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. That's the one Johnny Brandon in the lead again, isn't it?
Yeah. That happened. Let's have a look how that happened, because that happened whilst we was watching the previous replay.
So, where is this? Trying to get my head in the right space. Is this a tight right-hander? Oh, it is.
He's just
proper chucks it in there. Yeah. And then
that was the same Cullen. That was.
Oh, that's Pinheiro. Right. Okay. So that was the overtake was actually back where Adam, just after where Adam spun, and then he's held it on the right line all the way through the rest of it to keep him behind him. That's really good.
And straight back.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what they suggest you do, isn't it? Which is snap straight back, take the position back as soon as you can. Side by side again here. Into Interlagos. They are so close again. No. So this is
Tony and Darren Rayfield.
Yeah. Tony's made that stick.
Okay, let's go back to the front, because these two are swapping positions all over the place.
Yeah, if you want footage on a broadcast, folks, this is the way to do it. He's nearly pushing him around the corner there. Tell you what though, I've not driven this car very much at all, but it is really nice to drive when you're in it. Fantastic feeling that you get through the steering wheel. That most of the new cars on the iRacing service they do feed back very well.
Yeah, I have heard a lot of people singing the praises of this car. Possibly needs a little bit more rear stability. I think in real life it's a very, very stable on rails race car. Isn't it?
Yeah. Adam certainly would agree with you. But he's already caught up to Miro Hraski, so he certainly sorted out whatever was going on. Johnny on the advantageous side for this turn, but not for Pinheiro, which is the one at the dip of the hill here. This one. So I think he'll get back on the gas in enough. Oh, no, he won't. Yes, he will. Yeah, he's cut that up pretty quick. Gets back on the advantageous side again, Nicole.
Do have to keep switching to this battle because it's all going on here as well.
Exciting racing, and you only need one person to have a bit of a shuffle backwards like Adam had, and you get them coming back through the field, which kind of adds to the excitement. And it's a good challenge for the guys who are at the back of the field, usually people like me, because it gives you an opportunity to race with someone faster and see what lines they're taking that you're not, etc. If you can actually pay attention to what they're doing while you're trying not to crash your car.
Yeah, the battle that these three are having is letting Tony Kloosterman pull away a little bit.
Yeah.
The battle still rages up the front, by the way. We will go back to that once these sort themselves out.
Yeah, that was either Darren Rayfield massively early on the brakes or Miro getting his braking utterly wrong. Richard Allsop on the chat says that XVR need to get back into the V8s and get some competition going.
Yeah, I think the XVR boys are scared of the V8 competition now.
Yeah. Ooh, Adam! Oh, he was nearly a goner again. Again, his rears will be red hot now. Struggling a bit with the back end of that car, isn't he?
Yeah, that just overdriving maybe, or maybe residual heat from a bit of angry right foot.
Yeah.
It's very easy, isn't it, to get angry with yourself after a self-spin.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You would know.
Always.
So the two at the front seem to have sorted themselves out for a little while.
Yeah, we've got Roman. Is he close to Jamie or Stefan? I can never work out the timing tower. Stefan, okay, so these two have been about this gap, which is 3/4 of a second, call it, for a little while now. As they're trying to catch Jamie Wilson. Oh, Adam. Adam, yeah, that's not the line, mate. He took the Kloosterman line through turn 2 there, the centre S's.
Yeah, that will add to the angriness.
Yeah.
And
now he's got it all to do
all again.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
Live, die, repeat.
Yeah.
And unbelievably, we are 23 minutes into this race.
Already, wow.
But don't forget, there is a second race coming up, 60-minute feature race, where the guys will have to run a bit of strategy with a pit stop.
And not get any pit lane penalties for entering too quickly, entering dangerously, missing your pit box, leaving dangerously. There's a whole load of risk that goes with even doing what you feel is a simple pit stop. I did a full-on grandad routine in my Daytona race yesterday. I crawled to my pit box so I didn't miss it.
So the cars are spreading out a touch now.
Yeah, I think Stefan is closing in on Roman. He's taken a 10th out of him in a lap. I know that's not exactly setting the world alight, but maybe he's got a bit of a wriggle on for the closing stages of the race. And Jamie Wilson's done well here. He's a bit in a little world of his own at the moment. He's got 5 seconds behind him, 4 seconds in front of him. But he's one position up from where he started, and the next car after the XVR train, as it were.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we banned XVR, he'd be winning.
We would also have very few cars left. In this race, at least.
Right, let's do a lap on board with Stefan chasing down Romain Ratu.
I think he's going to definitely catch him in the next couple of laps. He's now down to 0.45 of a second as they cross the stripe onto lap 17. Very conservative and very careful on the gas. That was excellent. Now he's going to get a bag full of tow down this straight. Now, of course, Roman's not got anybody in front of him, so he's not going to benefit from tow, which means Stefan can close up. He's kind of ploughed that corner a little, has he? Maybe not.
He turned in very early, didn't he?
He did, yeah. That's why I thought he was trying to compensate for being too quick, but no, that looked all right. You want to take a bit more curb than that, unless this car is uncomfortable on that particular curb. Some cars, you know, they react to different curbs different ways. But he's closed right in now, really. And these turns, they look slow and simple, but they're actually really technical, because each one leads to how you set up the next. And if you're offline for the first one, it's nobody's job to get it back on what is the racing line and the optimal racing line to be effective going through the rest of the lap. And he's fallen back on the time by a shade on that lap. And again, like I was saying when we were watching the onboard with Nicole earlier, you want to take right to the wall there, into that pit lane entry line. Dropping back a bit now again, though, is Stefan. So maybe he made a push to get a position, but cooked his stuff too much. Or maybe Roman just reacted to his attention.
Yeah, you can see there on the lap time history that Stefan has been not charging him down, but certainly getting closer.
Yeah, the other thing with these cars, or any car in the service really, is once you get in that aero push zone behind it, their downforce lifts downforce off the front of your car, which means you plough the corners a little bit more the closer you get, and that can be very off-putting, and obviously heat your tyres up as you slide over the tarmac a little bit more, and that could be playing an effect on Stefan's car as well.
Yeah, not really driven the car in anger, so I don't really know how it reacts to the dirty air in front, if it reacts at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really quick enough. Sometimes I hear people saying, they get within half a second of the car in front and the car won't turn, and I'm like, is that real, or is that in your head because you've seen it on Formula One?
Yeah.
You just don't know, do you? Unless you're at that sharp end of the speed stakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
My car just ploughs all the time. But I
Yeah.
can be the only car on the track and it ploughs, so...
Yeah, I'm in the same place where I hear that and I'm like, well, that's first world problems right there. I'd just be happy to be within half a second of the car in front half the time.
Yeah, it's the same with side draft,
I don't get that.
That turned NASCAR upside down a couple of seasons ago. And now you see people doing it in all forms of racing, and you're like, is it really a thing in online racing? Are the things modelled that well to show that?
See, I can almost understand it in NASCAR racing, because as I understand what they did in the real world, they modified the cars so that the air would dump itself onto the car you were overtaking if you were side drafting.
Yes, onto the rear spoiler, I believe.
That's exactly that. Now these cars aren't designed that way, so I don't see how you would side draft a car like this, because there's nothing. Ooh, hang on.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is on. He's done this. Surely he's done this. No, he's not. Romam's stayed with him. He's side by side, and Romam's going to have the optimal line into the next two turns. A little bit better on the brakes. That doesn't mean it's going to be good, because he might heat up his tyres here. He's defended that very well and very fairly. Excellent work by both those drivers. That was That was really good to watch that.
And this is the final lap.
Is it? Where did that go? Yeah, we'll talk more about side drafting and wall drafting. I mean, apparently that's a thing as well. In the next race. But there we go. Nicole Foggy is your race winner, and in the end, he won by 3.1 seconds. So was he just sandbagging, Clyde?
Well, possibly. Although I think, as we were saying, once you've broken the toe,
Yes.
which we know is a real thing in sim racing, no, he didn't manage to do it.
He was close.
Yeah, once you've broken that toe, then it's very, very difficult for the car behind to get back at you.
Well, that was a brilliant race in my opinion. There was everything going on there. Some really, really professional driving from the front too. And since Nicole still doesn't know how to do a standing start, apparently, because he was so slow away, he's done himself brilliant favours in making his way through his own teammates to get to the front. So, wait for the session to go official, and Clyde will drop it on the screen for us all to see.
Oh, Willie. Let's have a look. Boom. I am
Nice
so
one.
good at this.
Yeah, so your race winner for Heat 1, or Race 1 I should say, is Nicole Foggy for XVR. His teammate, Johnny Brandon, came home second. Steve Lavallee for XVR Orange came home third, with his own teammate, Rich Warmingham, in fourth. Jamie Wilson, lone gunman for Team Chimera, did a great job of finishing fifth. And Roman Ratto, in his first race back in a BSTV league, finished sixth. For VTS Esports, Stefan Goebel finished seventh, which we saw how fantastic that racing was. Kevin Viermont finished eighth in his first race back with BSTV for Mika Esports as well. Sam Bouzan finished ninth, quite a quiet race for Sam for BSTV Esports Pink. Greg Carr finished 10th for Never Quit Racing 2. Tony Klusterman finished 11th in the Never Quit Racing sister team to Greg Carr. Darren Rayfield finished 12th. Miro Hrasky finished 13th. And Adam Wright finished 14th for BSTV Esports Orange.
Okay.
So now we get... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say we now drop into the 10-minute warm-up session to give drivers a chance to visit the little boys' room or whatever they need to do. Although we know Foggy just enters the pits if he needs a poo. And then we wait for race 2, which, if I am correct, will have a reverse top 10.
Ah, right. So, by that basic mathematics, Tony Klusterman's pulled a blinder.
Yeah. You could even say he meant to do it.
Oh dear. The reason we say that is because we once had one of our own racers do exactly that.
We certainly did, yes.
Shuffled himself back.
So, going back to this side draft.
Yeah, let's really tear this to pieces.
Now, since it became a thing, on iRacing, I think in the last, 6 months, I've seen so many side-to-side contacts and crashes with people trying to side draft that may or may not be a thing.
Yeah, and it's risky. I mean, I've seen lots of cars. They kind of, I don't know what it is. It's something to do with, it's the opposite of solid air, isn't it? Where they become connected, and the wheel to wheel, especially in open wheel. And I mean, you can't side draft in open wheel, I don't think. But it's a risky thing to get that close when you've got different pings active. Because you don't know what somebody else's internet connection is like, do you? So it's a bit of a gamble.
It certainly is, yeah, because, we all know the way that iRacing works is it's actually looking forwards and predicting where your car is going to be on the track. Hence, we get the netcode problems. So yeah, is it a thing? And if it is a thing, is it worth it?
Yeah, and wall drafting, which is effectively side drafting but with an inanimate object. That I don't know how they managed to visualize it in the real world or realize it in the real world, but has that been ever simulated? Because you see a lot of people doing it in the simulator, in the service, and it seems to me another risky thing to do. I mean, do you remember which oval it was where there was actually a kink in the wall before you got to turn 3, and you saw loads of people get caught out because they just follow the wall. Ooh, what's that wall doing? Kicking out on me. And I think that got corrected at some point, or in the real world it was modified or something. I just don't understand the physics of it, and that's just because I'm not very intelligent. But I don't know that they've emulated it fully in the iRacing service. It'd be great if they have done. But again, I wouldn't be racing that close to a wall anyway. I'm just not that good.
Yeah, but in the same, the same sort of thing. I presume it's not a thing anymore. That there was at least one oval track many moons ago where you could actually park your car against the wall and not bother steering, and just go flat out round the track and get pole position.
What? Oh, is that real?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's hilarious.
But
it's the only way I'd win.
Thankfully, things have moved on since then.
I mean, when you think about how far we've come in the, what is this now, my 9th year with iRacing, we've gone from cars being undrivable after about 3 laps to proper tyre management.
Yeah, it's not quite there, is it? But it's certainly a lot better than it was.
Yeah, and there's little tasters of weather come into iRacing, and things like that. I mean, we used to do weather racing on another simulator, didn't we? And it was hilarious.
Yes.
Yes. I remember us doing Ferraris or something around. It may have even been this track, to be honest. It seems familiar in my head. And we were just spinning on the spot, basically. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Although I was quite good in the Clio in the rain, if I remember right.
Chris Jackson has just said, an evening to Mark Draper. Side drafting is pushing the compressed air from your nose into the wheel well of the car you are passing to increase their drag. That's definitely not correct in NASCAR, but it could be correct in road racing.
Yeah, my understanding of it was your rear, spoiler dumped air onto their rear spoiler, or something to that effect.
Well, in NASCAR, it's all about disrupting the airflow over the car that you're passing, which instead of the air going down the side of the car, it then goes over the top of the car, hits the spoiler, and slows that car down. You don't actually speed up; the other car slows down.
Yes, yeah.
But,
yeah, that was my understanding as well. I didn't know anything about noses and wheel wells.
No.
No.
But yeah, getting back to rain in another racing simulator, I can remember many conversations that have happened on our Discord. And I always say to people, when people say, "Oh, rain's going to be brilliant," you can't drive in the dry. Forget about the rain.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, because I've had in that other simulator, I had better results in that than I've ever had in the dry in iRacing.
Personally, I would prefer iRacing to keep the pressure on getting the dry tyres correct before they even think about adding rain to the simulator.
that's a fair comment, to be fair. There's still a few dubious things going on, isn't there? So, I mean, to be honest, though, we're not quite getting to the finite details of overheating tyres and tyre life and things like that. There is work to do. You're absolutely right. And much as I'd love to see rain become a factor, and the real weather changeability affects how the race dynamics work, and intermediate tyres, wet tyres, or whatever the combination is. You're right. We need to sort dry out before we start showering it with water.
To me, it will be a gimmick, and everyone will go, "Oh, this is brilliant!" Oh, and then within a month, it's like, "It's raining. I don't think I'll show up for that race."
Yeah.
Very similar to when iRacing launched the, where you can speed up time through the session. So, you can do a full 24-hour day-night cycle in 4 hours or whatever. And everyone was, this is brilliant. And I don't think I've seen it used for about 18 months, 2 years.
Well, it's not it's not a real situation, is it? I mean,
no.
Your track temperature would go up and down by 10 degrees in about 40 minutes. Well, that's not going to happen unless you're in the Arctic Circle or something like that.
And that's another thing that needs sorting as well, isn't it? When we go to the British tracks and it's 800 degrees in the shade.
Yeah. I mean, as Gary was saying to me, it's not about air temperature, of course. It's about track temperature, and the darker the tarmac. Oh, hang on, we're on. We'll talk about that later.
So wrong.
What?
With Tony Klosterman.
What? Oh, it was. It's Greg Carr. Right, okay. Ignore me. Your pole man for the second race, because of the reverse, is Greg Carr for Never Quit Racing 2. Sam Boozen is second for BSTV Esports Pink. Kevin Viamont is third for Mika. Stefan Goebel is fourth for VTS. And Roman Ratto is fifth. Jamie Wilson 6th, Rich Warmingham 7th, Steve Lavallee 8th, 9th is Johnny Brandon, 10th is Nicole Foggy, 11th is Tony Kloosterman, 12th is Darren Rayfield, Miro Hrasky goes off 13th, and 14th is Adam Wright. We're only waiting for one person to join the grid, I think. There he is. And we should be revving up soon. I can hear the revs up, the lights are on. And we are green for go. Now, someone at the back, Darren Rayfield, didn't move very much. Everybody else seems to have got away reasonably. Darren may have done that to stay out of what's going to happen here. 3 wide into turn 1 in 2 rows further back.
But safe so far.
Ooh. Yeah. Mika, esports car there. I think it was Roman. Getting a bit tasty with one of the XVR cars. And into Desida de Lagos for the first time. And everybody showing how professional they are in this car, how capable. I've probably just cursed the entire field, but never mind. Kevin Viamont doing a bit of blinking towards the front of the field.
Incidentally, Pete, we was correct on the side drafting, and Chris Jackson has just changed Wikipedia to add wheel wells into it.
That's brilliant. Changed Wikipedia to make himself right. Great stuff. Johnny Brandon there, and Nicole Foggy threading the needle as well.
Yeah, don't forget there is a pit stop in this feature race.
Yep, and it's an hour race, so tyres should last the full distance. There's no reason why these cars would ever need to change tyres in just 1 hour. But you never know. If you cook your tyres too much and get overzealous on the gas, XVR nearly 3 wide. There and on Mika, I think that was. It certainly looked like it. I might be wrong, but those 2 colour schemes look very, very similar to me. That shuffled Kevin Viamont to the back of the field. I don't know what happened to him eventually. Hopefully he didn't hit anything solid like the furniture. But look at this.
let's just let this play out. And
oh no, where's Nick?
Oh,
Nico!
foggy!
That's not going to rub out easily. Look at the cars; they're all over the place now.
What was that? Let's have a look.
Don't look away from the race.
Was it a touch from a teammate?
I think it was. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was.
Is that Rich Warmingham?
Yeah, tactical battery from Rich Warmingham.
Yeah, it might have been Steve Lavallee, actually.
Actually, yeah, you could be right there. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Steve Lavallee.
Well done, Steve.
That'll have done quite a lot of damage to that Porsche, I would think. And that won't buff out easily.
Well, let's have a look and see what we can see from Jamie Wilson.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it was even worse when you saw the rest of it. And then Jason had to take to the scenery himself. And then had an XVR car right inside him. Wow. And that was Steve Lavallee again.
So Adam Wright has pitted, and I have no idea why.
Well, Kevin Viamont has, and I expect it's something to do with that Senna S's incident. I think it was with Roman.
Let's go back and have a look at that, shall we?
Yeah, overhead had been... Yeah, perfect. So this is Kevin on your right, and it's Romam on the left.
Oh, yeah. That was a blue on blue.
It was. Now, why did he have to pit the car?
Don't know. Rear end suspension damage, possibly.
Yeah. The damage model on a lot of the cars on the service at the minute, it can give you some unusual outcomes, you know, even from what you consider to be an innocuous nudge.
Right, this may be nothing, but we may need some silence.
He's doing an Adam Wright.
Oh, no, he's 69. They had the chance to wipe him out totally. Johnny Brandon, you've let me down.
That was close at the front from Stefan, though.
Look, 1,
Ooh,
2, 3, 4. Hey!
Jamie
Who's that?
wins. Jamie.
Jamie, right.
Driver of the day.
Without a doubt.
Right there.
So, here we go. Oh, no, we don't. The replay's broken.
Is it really? There we go.
Let's try it again. I want to have a look from...
Yeah. So here we go. Round the right-handers. Here's the second one. Should be a pink
There
car.
he is. There
Sideways
he
in the
is.
track.
There
Can't
he
see him.
is.
And oh no.
Boom!
Oh dear. You wouldn't believe he was our teammate, would you?
So, Johnny Brandon has worked his way to the front, almost.
Yeah, nearly. Not quite. Greg Carr is his only barrier between himself and the front of the field.
Ah, so Adam Wright has broken his brake pedal.
Oh, you're joking. I don't know.
That must
Kitty's
have been,
got.
must have been all that fending off Tony Kloosterman last night.
Oh, was Tony in the same race?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a scalp, isn't it? Alright, so we've lost Adam, not because of anything necessarily to do with the race, but because he's just broken his gear. Stefan a bit wide there, and Roman takes third place. Podium position there for Roman Ratto.
Okay, Johnny Brandon has taken the lead whilst we was watching that.
Huh? Let's have a look. So we're out of the last turn and on to the right-handers. He's taken that's early, isn't it? Into
He got a hell of a run, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Usually you'd pop out after you've passed the pit lane entry. He was well early with that.
Yeah, done and dusted a long way back, that was.
Yeah, stylishly through turn 1 there. Got a bit of a lift on the car, going over the bumps. From Roman Brato there. He's not out of the woods yet, though, is he? Because Stefan's going to have tow all the way down the straight and nothing for Roman.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson's creeping up onto the back of that as well. In the meantime, Foggy's on a recovery drive.
Yeah, he's way down at the minute, like. He's 11th place at the moment.
He's got plenty of time.
These reverse grids can sometimes be a great leveller, can't they?
They can, and you know, if something is going to happen, you hope it happens near the start of the race, so you've got plenty of time to recover.
Yeah, absolutely right. And we shouldn't forget that we have a necessary pit stop. Do they get a fast repair in this one? I can't remember.
I think they do.
Oh, that was a nudge.
Hello, teammate. Move out of my way.
No, it's not a teammate. That's
no, they are.
Darren.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yes, he's another XVR driver.
Oh, he's just not in XVR colours.
No, because he only signed up this afternoon.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think it's Steve LaValle that does their paint, so not enough time to get his in.
No, perfectly understandable. Giving his teammate a little nudge, probably for fun, knowing Foggy.
Well, probably in Foggy world, he could see something sticking out on the front of the car, so
Yeah.
he had a little nudge on his teammate to put it back in again.
My lingering memory was Foggy going round the outside at turn 1, Phillip Island, on multiple other drivers in the same race, as if his car was on rails.
Yeah. I think what he was doing there was that there was probably a bit of fairing that he needed to push back in because it was pushing air into his wheel well. Well, that's what it says on Wikipedia anyway.
Now.
Author Chris Jackson.
Yeah. We're on lap 7, and Johnny Brandon is your new race leader for this race. I think he's also got the fastest lap. Oh, no, he hasn't. Nicole's got the fastest lap by 0.02 of a second so far. Greg Carr is in second at the moment for Never Quit Racing 2. And Roman Ratto rounds out the top 3 at the moment for Mika Esports. We're watching Stefan in his slipstream. And Jamie's closed right up as well. I think there's about to be an overtake completed here, though. Look at the speed he's got around that corner. Comparative speed difference is massive, Clyde.
I just got the driver speed up, but I've realised it's in new money instead of old money.
Ah, right, okay.
And I know there's somewhere that I can change that.
I mean, that damage on Foggy's car, it's not slowing him down, is it? He's absolutely...
There we go. Now we're in real money.
Yeah. 113 groats.
So this battle's on now.
Yeah, they're all into that corner, aren't they? I know you can cut back quite easily and let the car roll through the second of those 2 corners. But keeping it tight there, I think, is the optimal way around it. Maybe I'm preaching about something I know nothing about. It wouldn't be the first time.
Put it on Wikipedia.
I'll just rewrite it. Oh dear. So yeah, Jamie's absolutely caught up with these two now. And just in the background, Steve Lavallee also looking a little interested. Be good to get a four-way battle going, and if any of these guys try any moves on one another, he'll be right in it. On him now, like white on rice. Bit of a drift from Stefan mid-corner there.
Yeah, on board with Jamie Noslu.
Jamie what?
Noslu.
Oh, reading his name the reverse way around in the windscreen. And in the distance there, I don't know whether that... Who is that in the distance? It's an NQR car. It must be...
That is Greg Carr.
Oh, it is, yes, of course, because he's in second.
Who, if he had a middle name of Nice, would be...
Greg Nice car?
No.
What?
Look at the windscreen.
Greg Nice rack. Oh dear. Something that basic shouldn't be that funny. Oh, hang on, what just happened there?
That was...
I think Stefan's got something wrong there somewhere.
Let's have a look how he did that pass. Looked like Stefan went a bit wide somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
There.
no, there you go.
Big wriggle.
Yeah. That's
Bit
enough.
a bit too eager on the gas. And so easily done. These cars... Oh, hang on. I thought Steve Lavallee was going to send it then, but he's done the right thing there and kept out of it. Yeah, easily done in cars with such high horsepower through the rear wheels. Ooh. Thought we had a phantom car for a minute then on my screen. Tony Kloosterman. Trying to keep Rich Warmingham at bay. I always remember when you were calling him Dick Cooling Beef.
And Chris Jackson has just put the greatest joke in the world on the chat.
Oh dear, no.
Well, luckily, I'm professional.
Oh really?
Yeah,
For the first time?
yeah. So the
All
pit
right.
window opened on minute 1 and closes on minute 59.
Eh.
I think these cars can do, with the limited fuel, about 40 minutes.
Right.
So pit window to me would open 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Just watch
16 minutes.
Foggy. He's going to get this done. We've got a crash for Miro Hrasky somewhere, which we will look at. And also Romain Ratu has gone past Greg Carr into second. Ooh, Adams broke the load cell off of his brake pedal.
It's going to be expensive, right?
Well,
There's Nicole Foggy completing his overtake on Tony Kloosterman.
okay, so let's have a look if anything major happened to Miro.
I feel like a tire on the grass. Oh no.
No,
Oh, it's...
nothing major there.
That's just SDK making a meal of it.
Yeah, and this is Romain going past Greg Carr for second.
Yeah. On the outside into turn
Buffalo
one.
Girls go round the outside by the looks of it.
Yeah. Very nicely done. Very professional.
Done
nice work.
And dusted.
Yeah. So that's Rich Warmingham in front of Nicole. They've got identical damage. Both got left front damage on their cars. Bit creased up, and you can see lots of tyre on the what is now the right of your picture.
Okay, let's go back to this battle and see what's going on. So this little group, although they've spread out a little bit, they've also caught Greg Carr and Romain Bratu, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
So this train of 5 cars is a battle for second place.
Yes. Yeah, there's just Johnny Brandon who's naffed off 7.5 seconds down the road now. It's not like we've never seen that before, is it? They're such good racers, these XVR boys, when they get going.
Now, you think Johnny would pull into the pits or pull over and wait for Nicole so that they could race again?
Yeah, we should bring in the weight penalties, shouldn't we, for being too successful. Put 4 tons on the back of his car.
Again, another thing that I would like iRacing to do before rain.
I thought is that not an option? Or am I remembering that from another simulator that we used to use?
Yeah, that's another simulator. You can you can penalise.
Oh, lock up. Sorry, go on.
You can penalise a whole car, as in this, because it's just the Porsches. You can stick a 5 million ton weight penalty on the Porsche in general.
Right.
But you can't do individual driver success ballast.
Right, okay.
So
you couldn't emulate what we have in the UK on the British touring cars, for instance,
no.
Right, okay. Oh, who's this? Oh. So Sam's taken the earliest opportunity, I think, to hit his car. Because I think that is exactly minute 20.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he took tyres. Foggy has been in as well.
Oh, missed that one. Nice smooth pit stop for Sam, if that's the case. And that's his scheduled stop, I mean. So maybe trying some sort of undercut tactic. Be one of the first times that a BSTV car has ever had a tactic, of course. Jamie doing a bit of weaving to get into pit road. Yep, there's a few dropping in now. Right. Who else was that following him? Was that Steve?
That's Steve Lavalley and Rich Warmingham.
Ah, right. So XVR Orange taking identical strategies here. They don't appear to be stopping for long, it has to be said.
No, I don't think any of them are doing tyres, are they? We've got 3 in the shop there. None of them went up on the jacks.
Now, interestingly, Rich Warmingham's car seemed to use the fast repair and all his damage popped out, but Jamie Wilson's didn't.
Jamie may have had his fast repair turned off.
Switched off, yeah.
Because he doesn't really need it yet.
Yeah, maybe he either doesn't think it's affecting him, which is good, or he's not aware of it, which is also possible. And I think Chris Jackson has called it on the chat. Foggy pitting early, making it a race versus Johnny. Could be happening.
Not convinced. I think Foggy's too far behind.
I would think so as well, yeah.
I think there's more chance of Johnny lapping Foggy than Foggy getting all of those positions back and getting to Johnny.
Yeah, he's nearly 9 seconds ahead of Roman Ratto now. And now the 5-car train is just a 2-car train with Roman and Greg. We're watching Miro and Darren Rayfield, midfield at the moment, but they've not pitted and some of the cars behind them have. In fact, all of the cars behind them have. Yeah. It's a great pit lane entry for this truck. I love it. You just hammer it all the way up and let the incline take away some of the speed.
It's nearly as good as Montreal.
Montreal. Is that the one where cars nearly wipe each other out?
Yeah, because you just go straight, don't you, into the pit lane, and everybody else is braking.
Yeah, I've seen some utter calamities in official races with that, you know. Car here. Close right up now again on Roman. Seems to be seesawing, so he's losing ground to him through that whole corner. It's all about drive off for many corners on many tracks. And this one's got a few real key turns. Juncao, which is the turn they've passed just a bit behind there, sets them up for all of this section, all the way up the hill, over the crest of the hill here, and up to turn 1. But then there's some other ones. So as they go through here and into the centre S's, you line through the centre S's. Ooh, that's a bit wild there from Greg Carr. Sets you up for the run down to Decido de Largo. And it's like that all the way around the straight, which makes it so good. It's all about preparing for the straights.
Yeah, it started on the chat, look.
Yeah.
I reckon it's something to do with that film that I watched. Which makes me wonder, where is Mr. Woodward?
Good point.
Or is that Mr. Woodward?
Could be, I guess.
Because I'm sure Stacey goes as Stacey, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Why? Ant is in this.
He is, but he's not here today.
No.
Now he's waving at you. We are assuming it's a he.
I am waving back.
I don't want to know what you're waving with. So, Greg has lost ground to Roman quite a lot from just that one wide turn he did.
Yeah, and they've dropped Stefan, haven't they?
Yeah, quite a lot actually. 3.5, no, nearly 4 seconds now. That's unusual. I'm not sure why that would be. Steve Lavalley further back at the moment, but already pitted. He has already pitted, hasn't he, Steve?
Steve has, yes.
Yeah.
It's only the top 6 that haven't pitted yet.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Brandon did a great job at the start of threading his way through the field. He's up 8 places in his first position so far. And 10 seconds ahead of Roman. This is going to be a good overtake here. Nicole Foggy on Jamie.
Yeah, the reverse grids, it's all risk and reward, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And getting taken out by your teammate.
Yeah. With some disciplinaries issued in the Meeker Esports camp.
Yeah, and XVR.
Oh, yeah, and XVR, yeah. I mean, we mustn't forget that Nicole is on an utter recovery drive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he filters back in, isn't it? Because everybody in front of him has got to pit.
Yes. But I don't think I think you're right from before. I don't think he's turning laps quick enough to get anywhere near Johnny Brandon.
No, I think he'll get into second.
Right. Okay. I mean, he's turning laps 0.2 faster than Johnny Brandon at the minute.
Well, he's 28 seconds behind Romain at the moment.
Yep. And Romain's got pit.
Pit lane time is around 32 seconds.
Ooh, that's close then, isn't it? Chris Jackson thinks that Foggy's already effectively in P2.
Well, by my maths there, that's yes. Oh.
What?
Oh.
Have you got something?
Oh.
What are you seeing that I'm not?
Oh,
it's going to be a good one, isn't it? Oh, he's in a bit hot there, I'd say.
Yeah, boring.
Oh, that's not enough for a slow-mo, that.
My heart does somersaults every time I see Sam Boozin Crashed comes up on the event viewer.
Just remember, he's going to get his revenge on you tomorrow.
Oh, no, he's not, because I'm not racing.
What?
No, I am in the middle of revamping the man cave.
Dear. Are you taking all of the inflatable dolls off and stuff?
Yeah, all the punctured ones are going in the bin.
Yeah. Inflatable Ingrid, is she worn out now?
Yeah.
Right.
Ian.
Inflatable Ian.
Yeah, I haven't even got my racing rig set up at the moment, so...
Right, okay.
But I have got a funky new desk with LED lights under it.
Ah, right, because you were asking about anywhere that'll do a desk.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Is that Jamie Wilson making his way around the outside?
Yeah, this is the battle, Jamie Wilson, Steve the Valley. This has been going on for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Marco, I would have to drive on an Xbox controller. Now, some say I would probably be better. Just get that in before Pete does.
Yeah, I was poised, has to be said.
Right, I'm just going to leave you on this battle for a second whilst I go and get myself an adult beverage.
Right. Diva Valley trying to get back on terms with Jamie Wilson. I've not got Jamie's name wrong at all tonight, so it's going to happen eventually. What? Randy not driving tomorrow, junior or senior, is Marco's question on the chat. I think we'll definitely say that Randy is always a junior, especially if you're talking about little Randy. Let's see what else is going on. We've got some Darren Rayfield appears to have been in the pits for quite a long time, is he? Or am I just making that up? No, he's coming out of the pits now, so that's fine. I think I was getting him and Adam mixed up, but of course Adam's fully out of the race. But yeah, Steve Lavalley not letting Jamie go. Giving him a little look there just to show in his mirrors, but Jamie's a wily character. He'll be used to all that.
Right, I'm back.
Excellent. Are you doing smashed up apples?
I may have some apple juice, yes.
Yeah. It's fruit in it, so
Yeah.
fair enough.
So yeah, this is this battle, and I think Sam's in a little battle as well with Miro, the two closest battles on track. Still waiting for the top 5 to pit.
Jeffrey clearly trying to get in your good books. Usually Thatcher's, isn't it, that you get your apples from?
Yes.
It's close now. It's got to be a spin shortly, right?
It's got to be, innit?
Yeah. This is the favourite corner that he's just gone through, so not this lap at least. Car in front is Miro Hraski. Ooh, he's pretty wide there. He's obviously desperately trying to keep some behind him. And this is where it gets easy, isn't it, for you to overdrive the car. You can see the car behind approaching, you want to stay ahead. And sometimes the best thing to do is just let that car go and wait for them to burn their stuff up, and then you can repass them later.
Yes.
As opposed to trying to keep them behind you unnecessarily sometimes. Steve Lavalley and Jamie Wilson going at it side by side. Now, you'd think that Steve's got this, but you can maintain the position going around the outside at this corner. Well, Jamie's had to get out of the gas quite a lot there to get his car turned. Oh, he's still with him, though, look.
Yeah. Because what we were saying near the start, with it being a flowing track, and a right leads to a left, leads to a right, leads to a left. So you're never quite out of it, are you?
No. I mean, great racing from the pair of them. I mean, this is controlled, disciplined. They're probably going to smash each other to pieces now that I've said that, but... Chris Jackson's got his abacus out, have you seen?
Yeah, he's not going to be far out, to be honest.
Ah, okay. So Chris thinks that Foggy will get to about 5 seconds from the lead.
I think Darren Rayfield may have had an issue. Let's just...
yeah, I mentioned that while you were out getting your apple juice. He was in the pits again, I think. Or was he just in the pits the once? I'm not sure. No, just the once. But he ended up at the back of the field coming out of the pits.
This is bringing Rich Warmingham into the battle as well.
Yeah, well, these guys are side by side. Neither of them are taking optimal lines, so they're both losing time on laps. Although Steve Lavalley looks to have got in front just now. I mean, look how close these two are racing. It's brilliant. Now they're side by side again, pretty much.
Right, let's leave them alone for a second, see if anything major happened to Darren. He's all on his lonesome.
Hand tyre off.
Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you. I was enjoying that.
Excuse me.
So, Jamie Wilson in an XVR sandwich. I don't think these top 5 have got very far left to run before they're going to have to come into the pits.
Yeah. The top 5, you mean?
Yeah.
Because these guys have already been in.
Yeah, down to Tony Kloosterman.
Yeah. Be interesting to see if there was an undercut present for this one. It'd be interesting to get Richard Allsop, who's on the chat, and Marco Namela back racing with us again at some point in the future.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Chris Jackson in this series because he signed up for it.
He mentioned something in the chat a bit ago about being able to race again properly in about a month or so. So we'll hold him to that, absolutely.
And the trucks, he signed up for that, never turned up.
Marco's pointing out that there won't be any undercut because nobody takes tyres. Message from New Rubber. Closest battle on track at the moment. And Jamie did lose a bit of ground to Steve Lavallee the last couple of laps.
Yeah, well,
Rich Warmingham's closed right in.
He can't go all-out attack now, can he?
Not without exposing...
As soon as he goes offline now, he can... It's easier to lose a position than gain a position.
Yes, very much so. He'll now possibly be just waiting for Steve to do something wrong. Should have got very, very close to the back of Jamie Wilson just there. And Jamie's gone way wide into whatever turn that is. Here we go. Is that from second place? It is, isn't it? Roman Ratto.
In.
Has he gone too far in his box?
Nah.
No?
Okay. I think it's just the angle.
Yeah. I was looking at lines on the floor and thinking, why is he on one of the lines? But never mind.
Yeah, he was the only one out of those top 5 to come in. The other 4 carried on circulating.
Yeah, and now Jamie's getting the pressure here from Richard Warmingham. Ooh. Saw a little twitch from Jamie and I thought this could end badly. He's kept that position there, though. And look at the gap now to Steve Lavallee, just after that one bit there. Yeah. Let's see from Jamie over those curbs. Warmingham. That was the turn last lap where Jamie went a bit wide, gave him a sniff of an opportunity. Took it into Young Cow here and up the hill, a hill that never seems to end, especially when you're in a rush to drop the guy behind you.
Needs to be a lot closer, doesn't he, coming out of young cow if he's gonna.
Yeah, he was just trying to scare Jamie, but Jamie's a seasoned racer, isn't he? He won't be falling for things like that. And it's not done Richard any good, really, has it? Because he's dropped right off him now.
Okay,
still
so
no blinking from the top, is there?
No, they're coming round to the pit entrance now.
Solar-powered cars.
There we
go. Oh, race leader. Johnny Brandon into the pits. His gold liveried XVR car. Do you reckon he just walks around with, you know, those... Do you remember Mr. T walks around with loads of gold around his neck on the A-team? I think Johnny Brandon's the same. I think he's got one of those massive link chains around his neck and one on each wrist and a gold watch. And
he walks around going, I ain't getting in no plane.
You were too good at that, by the way, just then. Too good. You've practiced that way too much. Who's this now?
It's a surprise.
Oh, Tony Klusterman. Peers over the wall there.
Greg Carr and Stefan Goebel. And there's the answer to the Foggy Brandon question.
Right.
2.3 seconds.
2.3? No.
Oh, no. Sorry.
12.5.
I was looking at the wrong car. How did that go so wrong?
I think it's Chris's abacus.
No, I was looking exactly the same. Although...
What? Pit time?
I think Johnny Brandon had a 33-second pit.
Not much in that. It's only 2 seconds there. Total pit time, 2 seconds out. That matches. Nope, can't help you on that. Fastest lap time is still only just with Nicole Soggy. Sorry, oh, I'll try that again later. Nicole has the fastest lap time. Oh, and there goes Tony. That seemed like a long stop. Or are you playing a replay? Oh, it's a replay. What's happened here then? Ooh! Wow. Didn't expect that.
Rookie error from Mr. Klusterman.
It really is as well. Bit of a 3-point turn to get going again.
So Greg Carr and Stefan Goebel have hit the pit lane. They were the last cars that needed to stop for fuel anyway.
Say that Foggy's pulled a blinder there to get back to second place after all that.
Yeah, and he's got 14 minutes to make 12 seconds up. So, I think Johnny Brandon just needs to keep it on the black stuff. We just need a big crash from Mr. Boozin now to finish the night off.
We've got about 14 minutes or something, 13 minutes to race. Excuse me. This remains the closest battle on track, this XVR sandwich with Jamie Wilson in the middle of it. I think they're not catching him, of course. He's come out of the pits, hasn't he? Stefan Goebel in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So both Johnny and Nicole both up 8 places from the start. And Johnny's still got roughly, well, he has got exactly now, 12-second lead over Nicole.
Let's see what happened here.
Kevin. Oh, bit bouncy. Oh, got away with that though.
Kept it out of the wall, didn't he?
Yeah. Best result you could hope for after that, to be honest. Chris Jackson says, yeah, I want to be racing, but I'd have to lock the kids up in a crate with food and a potty or something. Now, I don't have any children, and that doesn't seem unreasonable to me.
I'm sure they'd behave.
Who's that entering pit road? Is that Kevin Veerman?
Yeah.
He must have taken damage from that. It looked such an innocuous nudge. No, not at all.
Let's have a look from on board.
Yeah.
See how
It's good at the
much
minute.
a standstill he comes to in a hurry. On the grass there, weren't he?
Yeah. That didn't look like anything.
Yeah. Strange.
Unless he did something when he was pulling away again. So, Rich Warmingham's gathering his gear together again and slowly closing in on Jamie Wilson. See on track map, folks. Johnny Brandon's lead there. He's just tucking into turn 1, and where Johnny is behind him, and Roman Ratto in 3rd, and then you get the gaggle of cars which we're watching the tail end of at the moment. And Rich Warmingham dropping off the back of Jamie Wilson there, as you saw.
Okay, this one's getting close.
Yeah, and these guys were a reasonable way apart before their pit stops, so Stefan seems to have got a second wind here after pitting the car. I don't know whether he had damage before, which was affecting him. But he's certainly putting a move on Greg Carr now. Ooh, a bit of a wriggle there coming out of... yeah. You can take a huge sweeping turn into that one at the top of the hill there. This one you have to be in.
He had about 4 bites at getting it in there.
Yeah. You can hear how careful he is getting back on the gas so that he doesn't spin up. This turn is pretty brutal if you do spin up. A little bit of a slide into there, but otherwise good. Not got the momentum to do much on these left-handers before he gets on the start-finish straight.
No, it's going to be a dive if anything happens here.
Yeah. And Greg trying to keep him out of his toe for as long as he can there. And again, Stefan closes up a little bit more. But the cars behind are closing in on these two as well. Steve Lavalle's not that far behind now.
Yeah, and he's dragging Jamie Wilson with him, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely towing him along. And almost not doing his teammate Rich Warmingham any good, because he's towing Jamie away from him.
So, if anybody thinks Foggy has given up on this, he's using all the track.
And a bit extra, yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of relief for Greg Carr. Steve LaValle now on the back of Stefan Goebel.
Yeah, he's caught him quickly. I think Stefan's been offline somewhere. He's not going to do this here, is he? No. Oh, yes, he is. He's certainly having a good look. Yes. Stefan's given him 6 acres. And also put himself into the clutches of Jamie doing that as well.
There's not a lot of grip round the outside there, is there? If you can get some, you can then defend into the next one, but...
Yeah, didn't work out that way though, did it? Oh, he does seem to be struggling on the fronts, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Sliding through the corners. Maybe he's just overheated the tyres at some point in the last few laps or corners. Because Jamie's just gone around the outside.
Around the outside, yeah.
So, from being under the boot lid of Greg Carr, Stefan's dropped right back, and he seems like he's dropping off further. Wonder if he's got some sort of technical issue.
Or a fuel issue.
Or a fuel issue, maybe that, yeah.
Let's have a look at his 32 seconds.
Outright, isn't it?
No, it doesn't look like he was particularly any quicker in the pits than anybody else, but
no, I
don't know
agree
if
with Marco.
Marco's got any inside information.
Yeah, I agree with him. Up to this point, great race from Stefan. I agree with that statement. I'm just wondering what's going on right now. I don't get it.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Hello.
is this a Sam moment?
No.
Oh, hang on, who's that in there?
That's Rich Warmingham. Is that incident?
Doing a drive-through. Hang on, I'll go and have a look. Just one sec.
Well, let's have a look at the pit stop. That'll tell us. Let's see
Oh,
if
yeah,
it stops.
good point. He was already dropping off the back of where he was. It's going to be the driver's shame, this, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not even making it look like he's going to box the car. Yep.
Yeah.
So, folks.
Naughty step for Mr. Warmingham.
Yeah. Too many incidents and a drive-through is your penalty, and he's clearly hit that. How has he got so many incidents? Oh, he hit his teammate, didn't he, at the start? So there's 4 right there.
Didn't we say that was Steve LaValle?
Oh, we did. Sorry. Yeah.
Now, I've always found this quite a difficult track to collect incidents.
There's some cut tracks around the place, especially on those tight turns. There's one at the top of the hill. Where else do I normally get them? There's Junkau. If you cut that corner too much, there's outside on the way into Junkau, which is there's like green stuff and like concrete with holes in it. Grass grows through it. And if you go too wide on that, there's here at the exit of the S's. It's the wides in the cut tracks, definitely. But there's not many of them, you're right. And I don't think you and I go fast enough to attract too many of them. There's one for Greg Carr right there at the outside of that turn. That's a common one for people to get. But usually it's early laps on cold tyres because you tip the car in and it just doesn't turn like you expect it to. Greg's getting mobbed now. this will end favourably for any of these three. Steve's forcing the issue here, though. Great bit of work, that.
Well, the more they're too wide, the less places there is for Jamie Wilson to go.
Well, he's got a wall in front of him at the minute, hasn't he?
However, he is going to get a double toe.
Yes. Which could be of benefit if he can get a good drive out of that last corner there. A lot of weaving to try and break the toe. Not bad weaving, just choosing a line which is not the normal line. Ooh, a bit of a bit of a shimmy. Bit of a cut back here for Jamie, maybe. That's what I'd be doing, yeah. And then another one to get a good line and a lot of acceleration and overspeed on the cars in front through the centre S's. And look at that, Stefan back in the pile now.
Yeah, so it could have been he's just overheated his tyres somewhere, just cooled them off.
He was nearly pushing Steve LaValle up the hill. Oh my word. Too wide round there.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
There it
is. Jamie's kind of on the wrong side, and I think he knew that. And he's backed out so he can get better lines into here. Greg's gone wide.
Yeah, there's only 1 minute to go.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, this is where all of the action is right now. And this isn't for shabby finishing positions. Greg Carr is in 4th. Ooh, everybody was twitchy coming out of there. Did you see that?
That was, yeah, it was a big wiggle, wasn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, Chris Jackson's kind of right in his wrongness. Oh, hang on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Was that a send? We're going to have to watch that and forensically take that to pieces in a minute. But Nicole Foggy has cut the 12-second lead of Johnny Brandon down to 8.3. If it comes down to 5 seconds, only then can we say that Chris Jackson was right.
Right, so we shall, well, as the leader will be finishing shortly, we'll just watch these cars till the end.
Yeah, we can go back and make them wait in the waiting room, can't we? Until we've had a good look. They've got to do all sorts of donuts and things yet anyway, so... And here we go. Johnny Brandon crosses the line. Winner of the feature race at Interlagos for the 992 BSTV Esports Challenge. Nicole Foggy over the line in 2nd. And here's your 3rd place. Last on the podium, but brilliant drive. Roman Ratto for Mika Esports. Then the survivors. It's the best way to describe them, I think. We'll go through the finishing order eventually. After we've watched everybody get across the line. And there's the naughty boy. A little way further back for Tony Kloosterman. And then Sam over the line behind Tony. There comes Miro. I think Darren Rayfield is the last of our still racing drivers.
I think he's already crossed the line.
He might have been lapped, so yeah, he might have already been over.
Right, let's have a look
let's,
at this, see what we can...
Well, mine's a bit jumpy on mine, so I'm going to have to watch it on the broadcast, sadly.
Right, let's take it nice and slow.
Yeah.
So, Steve LaValle's up the inside of Greg Carr.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I thought it was at turn 1.
It could be.
Ah, okay.
This, I've just gone back to where it all started.
Okay.
Let's follow him round.
Yep. Close and clean at the moment through all this. I'm watching probably a little bit behind you, Clyde, because I'm watching the actual broadcast.
Okay.
It was too jumpy on the replay from SDK.
So they're now going past pit entry. Right, so...
This is where the action was at, I think.
Here we go. So Greg Carr is on the inside of turn 1. Steve LaValle on the outside.
This doesn't look right because
It
in the
doesn't,
incident,
does it?
I think we've got the wrong lap here. Because Steve was very much on the inside of Greg
Let's
with the
try
incident.
This one. No, that's broke. Let's try that again. Yeah, this is it. So Steve, yeah. Oh, he's bounced off the wall.
Has it?
Yeah.
Still, well, he's been squeezed. Oh, yeah, and then off the wall into Greg. Both look up their left fronts. Greg tries to turn again, but there's a car there.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a combination of overzealous racing and overzealous defending.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so shall we see if we can get up the results?
Yeah, definitely.
There we go.
Race winner for the feature race tonight by 8.2 seconds, so that's just how inaccurate Chris Jackson was. Was Johnny Brandon for XVR, followed home by his teammate Nicole Foggy. Roman Ratto finished third for Amica Esports, with Jamie Wilson in fourth for Team Chimera. Stefan Goebel finished fifth for VTS Esports, with sixth being Greg Carr for Never Quit Racing 2. Steve LaValle finished seventh for XBR Orange, and his teammate Rich Wormingham followed him home in eighth place. Ninth was Tony Kloosterman for Never Quit Racing, with Sam Boozen finishing 10th for BSTV Esports Pink. Miro Hrasky finished 11th. Darren Rayfield finished 12th for XVR. Kevin Viamont finished 13th, with Adam Wright snapping his brake pedal at home in 14th and last for BSTV Esports Orange.
Okay, so I shall let you kick off the interviews, Pete, and we shall bring in our sprint race winner, Nicole Foggy. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, hello. Nice to be here.
Yeah, good evening, Nicole. It's been I've just switched my own mute button so I couldn't hear myself. Never mind, I'm back now. Good race in the first one. Lots of to and fro in between you and Johnny in both races, I think. Right at the very start of the second one. But the first one, you two were proper ding-dong in it.
First race was really good. We said it to each other. I said to Johnny, I think that was one of the best races I've had, because it was, I don't know, it's just the way it went. We always have a good race, but it's just the moves and stuff, and sort of how close we were, but respectful, but also a bit more aggressive than we ever used to be back in the V8s. We're always a bit more careful of ruining each other's race, but now we're being more aggressive, which I think is such a it's maybe the best way to improve. Even with teammates in a practice, we'll fight each other as a big group, but especially in an actual race, you don't want to take each other out, but you still want to be making good moves and all that. So yeah, it was great.
I get your point about that, because in a practice session, what are you actually losing? You're losing a bit of time, and you can just reset the car and go again. In a race, that's it, right?
Exactly.
You'd be lucky if you got a fast repair, but you're still going to lose all that time, and you're going to get annoyed and frustrated at one another. So you do have that innate concern about ruining your teammates' lap and race. But yeah, you two were properly going at it, but in such a controlled fashion. I did say on the broadcast that I hate you both because you can both control the car going at those sort of speeds and those lap times so professionally. It's absolutely terrifying for someone like me who's got no talent at all. Loads of people in the chat are saying congrats to Johnny and to you in the first race.
I thought they were all agreeing that you had no talent.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, that sounds more realistic. In the second race, you kind of got bogged down. You had an incident with your own teammate coming out of Decido del Lago. It was Steve Lavallee who clipped your left rear and sent you into the wall for a proper good bean shaker, and you did about 300 turns, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think it was just being on the same bit of tarmac at the same time. But set you back. But what a recovery drive. Good effort. Back to second. 8 seconds behind Johnny, who'd already amassed a massive lead over everybody else. Good recovery.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I was pushing pretty hard actually to try get that recovery, and surprisingly, that those hits, and I got hit by a few cars as well afterwards. They didn't actually do much apart from top speed. There's nothing else wrong with the car, so I was able to, I could still do the corners well, and just had to make sure you get on the throttle a bit earlier to try push out of them with a bit more speed. And then pit early to get the damage sorted with a fast repair, and just see how much I could catch. And went decent. Yeah.
Next time we bring out the Porsches, you'll have more people to drive against, but this is the weekend of the Raw before the 24, so we were wondering how many people would rock up for this, given that they've probably done a bunch full of racing already. Any sign of you boys turning up for V8s in the future, or are you focusing on other things?
Maybe. I was trying to remember if I'd actually signed up or not, because I was thinking about it. I can't remember if I have. But I don't know if I'll be at everyone, but I really want to drive the V8s again anyway. It depends what else I'm doing, but I would like to come in for a few, or as many as possible anyway. So, yeah, hopefully.
I can confirm that you haven't signed up.
Not signed up. Okay, I shall get on that.
Awesome stuff. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go? Obviously not Johnny, because he beat you in the second race, but there you go.
Oh, I was not Johnny. That is not Steve either. Nah. Shout out to Johnny for great race in race 1. Well done winning race 2. And shout out to the rest of the team, including Steve, because I think it was a bit of a racing incident. I didn't look too hard at it, but I tried not to get an X at that point to get an incident point. So I think my trajectory slightly changed when I was outside. So he may have predicted I was sort of going out that bit further. It was pretty close. So I shout out to everyone else on track, and then shout out to you guys as well for you had a fantastic broadcast and such.
Some stuff. In that case, we'll see you next time out. Hopefully see you in a V8 as well.
Definitely.
Our sprint race winner tonight and second in the features, Nicole Foggy.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
Okay, so next up, let's bring in our second place driver from the sprint race and winner of the feature race, Johnny Brandon. Welcome to the booth.
Evening.
Good evening. So, yet again, sprint race, you and Foggy looked like you was having, should we say, too much fun?
It was great. I loved every second of it. And then I made one mistake, and that was it. And then I made another mistake trying to push and I give up after that. You can't catch someone like him
Yeah.
making little mistakes. It was great fun while it lasted, though.
At the end there, we sort of noticed that you dropped off a bit. Was that literally once you was out of the tow, there was no catching him again?
I made a couple of mistakes. Like I made 4 little mistakes, and that was it. The first one created the first gap. Then I sort of made another little one. I sort of started catching him back up slightly, and then made another one. And then that just compounds it. Once you heat the tyres in this car, you can't. It's like no recovering from it. And once I give someone like Foggy a second and a half, you're not catching that. So I just switched off, and cruised it to the end.
Okay,
Well,
so
congratulating him with about 3 laps to go.
what, trying to put him off?
Yeah, it's over. Should we pull over now?
Yeah. So race 2. Well, obviously we have the reverse grid. So you started 9th. We see you thread the needle a couple of times, but managed to stay out of trouble. And then Steve LaValle and Nicole Foggy coming together. So is that a penalty for Steve or a bonus?
Probably a bonus. I mean, that's the problem with Foggy, isn't it? He's really fast, but he's useless through traffic. Going around the outside of everybody, sooner or later it's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
No, it was Steve's devastated. So I was actually streaming tonight myself. And I was trying hard not to laugh my head off. He's absolutely devastated, Steve.
Yeah, he is that kind of guy, isn't he? But so that in a way, I know it was early on, but it didn't.
That gave me the race, 100%, didn't it?
And take you long, did it, to get to the front? And then everybody, myself, Pete with his 6 fingers and 8 toes, Chris Jackson on the chat. We're all trying to guess, what sort of a gap you're going to come out with after the pit stop. But we thought somewhere between 4 to 6 seconds. But in the end, it was a comfortable 12.5 seconds and a cruise to the end.
I'm up. Well, it shouldn't have been that close. I was sort of cruising and saving fuel as much as I could, and because I knew Foggy was way back, so I was just cruising and saving fuel, thinking about my pit stop. And then I got to the pit stop, and just before I was like, hold on a minute, Foggy's in like 3rd. He's still going. And then I started panicking if I'd been rolling off too much and given up too much time, and we don't do a lot of practice for this, so I didn't really know how much fuel I needed. And I ended up putting 10 litres too much in, which is like about 2.5 seconds. Probably 3 seconds of a pit stop too long. So it was closer than it needed to be. And then I come out and was like, what have I done? It's quite close. So the car felt terrible. You know how it goes. And made a couple of little mistakes. I was like, right, okay, come on, be sensible. I've got 12 seconds here. Just chill out and cruise home. Doesn't matter if he catches me. He's not catching me that much.
Yeah,
so
I think he needed to catch you at a second a lap, and that was
that's not
going to happen. So next time out, Chicago Street Circuit. What are these cars going to go like round there?
I don't even own it.
Excellent.
I couldn't tell you. Turn 1 is got no clue, but sounds great. Let's have it.
yeah, let's have it indeed. Okay, mate. Well, congratulations on a couple of really good results tonight. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Obviously, usual to you guys for doing the broadcast and putting all the effort in. Thank you very much. Thanks to Steve for taking Foggy out. Give me a chance to win a race for once. Thank you very much, Steve. And just a quick shout out to Darren Rayfield. He's a friend from real life, and this is his first league race on iRacing. And well done, Daz.
Well, I think that's a
Welcome
lie
to the
straight
party.
away, because you haven't got any friends in real life.
Well, he's an acquaintance. Yeah.
Well,
thanks very much, guys.
Congratulations again, and hopefully you'll buy Chicago Street Circuit, and we'll see you next time out.
I will buy Chicago, and look forward to it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you later. Okay, Pete, next up for you, we have the returning Romain Ratu. Welcome to the booth.
Hi guys, happy to see you again.
Welcome back. What a great reintroduction for you and your team into a BSTV league. Clyde, you'll have to re-educate me and remind me. Where did he finish in the first race?
I finished 6th in the first race.
Sixth?
That was
Okay.
bad.
Ah, okay. And then in the second race, of course, you've got a podium finish, which is fantastic. But a little bit of an incident at the start of the second race with your own teammate, I think. A little nudge and a turn.
Yeah, I don't see the image, but I think he breaks a little bit more as always, and I don't predict this, and I make a little mistakes. I touch him, and I make a mistake for him, and I'm really sorry for him.
Yeah, things happen. He's on the chat at the minute saying, because I was going to say, welcome back to our leagues, Double R, because that's where it all started a few years ago. He said, I'm not allowed to say that. I've got to call you teammate killer instead.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
No, go on.
How?
No, okay. Anyway, so tell us about your races. Tell us about what happened in the first race for you.
Yeah, in the first race, I don't really in confidence with the car. It's that was a long time ago. I don't make a race, and I try to have my best drive, but I make some mistakes. In the first corner, I make a bad mistakes, and I lose 1 or 2 places, and after I try to just have the pace, recover my sensation, and it was very good in the second race. I try to don't touch any person. I touch my teammate, but it's a little mistakes. I don't lose a lot of time in these mistakes, and after it just have the sensations, recover, learn the car. It's a new car for the team, and it's very difficult to change and to have a new car to learn this and to learn a new championship. That was a good comeback, I think. I think I have a lot of chance with the crash in the second race, but we don't have to crash for have a good position at the end. So I'm really happy for the comeback on the podium, and I try to make the same in the other round for the future.
Yeah, and you know you'll get used to the car just like you've done in other cars. We remember how successful you both were with GT4, and we'd like to see you in as many leagues as you can manage. To be honest, it's been great seeing you both back, and so when you think about it, a third place in your first feature race back with a BSTV league in a car that you're not normally used to driving, that's a real result, Roman. And congratulations for that. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I would like to thank my partner, the team Make Sport, who have many things for us, Kevin, me, and another driver in the team. Thanks to Naruto for the partnerships, Kinos Pro, SRS, and another partner. And I think we came back another on the podium for the next round. But we have to try and to learn more the car and more the track for have a good pace for the next round.
Cool stuff. Well, congratulations for tonight, and we'll see you next time out at hopefully a track that you already own, the Chicago Road Circuit. You'll need to get better at the car for that, because it's another one with lots and lots of concrete around the sides of it. But fantastic seeing you back in the league, Roman, and we will see you there very soon.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
So good to have Double R back, although I'm going to have to live with that thought in my head of Romain saying, "I touch my teammate." Okay, so last but not least, let's bring in Mr. Jamie Wilson. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. A couple of decent results for you tonight, a 5th and a 4th. And we see you, I think we always say this about you, we saw you in lots and lots and lots of battles tonight.
Yeah, not half. That race had a bit of everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
Blue.
Are we a bit knackered?
Bleu. I'm knackered, yeah.
I touch my teammate. Yeah, so tell us about it from your perspective, because whenever there was a close battle on the track, you seem to be in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's just crazy race that was. Damage assisted in a way. Sam, I didn't see what started it, but Sam had some moment or something on the infield there. And I was, obviously braking for the corner right on the limit as it is, so I couldn't go any more right because I was just understeer if I did that. I couldn't brake any harder because that would have straightened the car up and got into his side. So I had a sort of glancing blow. And I thought I got away with it damage-wise. The car was absolutely fine after that. I thought, just a bit of solid air or something. Managed to, work in my favour. So I didn't bother taking the fast repair because I saved that for if you're going to, if you need to be peeled back out of the fence or whatever. So it, it's I pitted. It said, "Oh, you've got like 1 minute of repairs." I was like, "Hang about, really? Don't feel like it." So I thought, sod that. Did about a second of it, but that second must have reset something because I seemed to not really have top end speed after that.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it?
It was very annoying because the car was absolutely mint before that, and all of a sudden Steve Lavallee was getting these massive runs on me on the straight every lap. And so, yeah, I just had to acquaint myself with going around the outside of everywhere, which worked most of the time.
Yeah, well, Sam managed to turn himself, and there were a number of cars that missed him, and then elation from the booth when you hit him.
Cheers for the sympathy.
But yeah, you had I don't know if it was Steve Lavallee or Rich Warmingham or somebody in that second race.
Yeah, Rich Lavallee and Steve Warmingham. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jason Wilson.
Oh yeah, he was there and all.
Yeah, you was side by side on every corner. There was a lot of respectful racing going on out there as well.
Yeah, and that's because you can trust all of these people. I don't think there's anyone in here that I wouldn't trust in a situation like that.
Sam.
Oh, Sam. Yeah, all right. But no, that in all seriousness, that is what it is. Side by side with Steve for pretty much a full lap, and then another 5 laps just spread out across 10. It was really, really good stuff. Very respectful, as you say. It's a shame at the end that there was a bit of a faux pas between Rich and Greg, or Steve and Greg. Suits me. I got through with about enough space for a Nat's crotchet on the inside there. But yeah, it's a fantastic race. Shame we were missing a couple of people because of the roar and all that, which is fair enough. But again, another BSTV race where it goes to show that you don't need a field of 40 cars to have a absolutely amazing race.
No, that's right, and good to see the Mika Esports guys back as well.
Yeah, definitely. I just said that to Romain in the other room.
Touch my teammate.
Long may their touching my teammate continue.
So next time out, I did ask this question to Johnny Brandon, and he said, I don't own the circuit. What are these cars going to go like round the Chicago street circuit?
Ooh, blimey. I'll reserve judgment because I haven't raced anything around there yet.
Okay.
We did have the GT4 TCR race scheduled there, but some men running around on a field precluded that from happening. If you cast your mind back to when that was.
Yes, I remember that well. Yes.
So yeah, missed out on it then, and I haven't raced it in any officials or anything. So yeah, I reserve judgment. I know what won't like it, and that's my frame rate, because it does like to eat frames, that place.
Okay, well, I think that's going to be an interesting race. Possibly a car killer, possibly not. You never quite know what you're going to get. But before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yep, yourselves, Sam for providing a reaction test, just in the middle, just for fun, and Foggy as well, because I almost threw the car to Uruguay when they had a crash in front of me as well. Yeah, just everyone that does these. As I say, you can only race like that amongst people you trust, and you wouldn't necessarily find that sort of thing in the officials. Yeah, just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I like you say, I can't disagree with you. The talent on show out there is fantastic. It's very fair racing, and I have a feeling that this league is going to be a grower. So, Jamie Wilson, congratulations on your 5th and 4th places tonight, and we'll see you next time out.
Yep, see you later, guys. Cheers.
So, Pete, some fantastic racing tonight, but we've got some fantastic racing coming up, haven't we? So, tomorrow, the BSTV trucks are back on track from Phoenix. Nice, fun, friendly, free league, if anybody fancies it. And then on Wednesday, we are back in GT4 TCR action. Where's that from, Pete? Please tell me you know, because you're a driver in it.
Yes and yes, but all I've been doing recently is Daytona, so educate me.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to click on there, and I remember. You're
God,
dead.
it's going to be terrible.
Okayama.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I was going to say, no, I actually quite like that. No, I don't. Okay.
Yeah, I do think you are going to die on that one. But it will be a fantastic race. We've seen the small GT4 field provide fantastic racing, and the very large TCR field provide fantastic racing. This series is back at the end of the month. So that's what's coming up on BSTV. I shall let you close out the broadcast, Pete, with any words of wisdom that you want to give the good folks at home. And fantastic race. You know what we haven't done?
For the day, about to say that.
I nearly forgot.
Right.
Oh, that was bad. As I haven't even thought about it, I'm going to have to put you on the spot.
Yeah, well, I'm dancing around the decision that Romam in his first race back getting a 3rd position is pretty damn good. Just looking down the list at the minute, I can't do better than that at the minute. We saw some really close racing from Johnny and from Foggy, but yeah, they get their reward in points, surely. I'm gonna have to go with Romam.
Okay,
for a return to a BSTV league and getting a 3rd off the bat.
Okay, well that's fair enough. Well, I am going to go. I think we called it during the race. Not only for managing to crash into Sam Boozin, but also for 2 very good results, a 4th and a 5th. My vote is going to Jason Wilson.
I didn't call him that once tonight. I was so conscious of it.
No, I think you did actually at the start.
Did I?
Yeah. But
No, I think you're making that up now.
So, yeah.
Oh no, I did. Yeah.
So over to you, Pete.
I think, as Jamie said, again, another BSTV esports broadcast that proves you don't need massive fields to have fantastic racing when you've got the calibre of drivers that we've got here tonight. The sprint race seemed to go in about 4 minutes, and the feature race a bit more tame after the first lap, but still absolutely riveting to watch. Don't forget to tune into all the ones that Clyde has described here that we've got coming in the future. And we'll see you next time. So thank you very much, everybody, and good night.
Yep, thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.